Hi everybody, my name is Rachel. I'm a fitness and sports instructor here at 8 Wing Trenton. I'm going to be taking you through your Monday full body circuit today. So for today's circuit, we're going to have 6 exercises paired with a stair run. If you don't have a set of stairs in your home, I'm going to give you a couple of alternatives that you could use for the cardio portion of this workout today. You won't really need any equipment unless you want to have a little bit of weight for a couple of the 6 exercises. I have a knapsack just filled with some books, and I have a mat. You could do this strictly just with body weight though. So if you don't have any equipment today, that's going to be just fine. For today, guys, I'm just going to read through the disclaimer quickly. You can also find that down below, so have a quick look at that before you get started. There will be 3 videos. So the first one is a warm-up video. If there's something you're doing in your own training right now that is a better warm-up for you that you prefer to do, absolutely feel free to do that. There's this video, of course. It's going to be a demonstration and an explanation of the exercises themselves. And then the third video at the end is a cool-down video. Again, if there's a cool-down that you're currently doing that you would prefer to do, that's always an option as well. So in response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness to Canadian Armed Forces members using social media platforms. The virtual classes then that are tailored to CAF members become accessible to all. Participants who are not CAF members recognize and acknowledge that their age, health status, and physical fitness level are unknown. It is entirely up to the individual to assess their ability to participate in this class. It's preferable to consult with your physician before beginning any exercise program, and we do invite anyone who is not a CAF member to consult the Get Active questionnaire. You'll find a link for that below. If you experience any pain or difficulty during the class, please stop and consult your healthcare provider. If a CAF member were to sustain injury during the class, please fill out a CF98. Okay guys, so for today's class, we are going to be going through 6 exercises, and then we're going to complete a stair run. We're going through 3 rounds today. Take a break as you need to. Do take a break in between the rounds. Okay, give yourself a little bit of time to catch your breath so that you're able to kind of push through the next round with some intensity today. So our 6 exercises, we have a flamingo lunge, we have a wobble plank, we have a low squat hold, we have a 1-leg crawl with a push-up, we have an elevated knee to opposite elbow, and we have a Y lift. For the exercises themselves, there will be reps associated with each round, except for simply just excluding that low squat hold. Every time you come to the low squat hold, you're going to try to aim to hold that position for 30 seconds. Okay, so you could use a you could use your cell phone to time that if you want. If you have a stopwatch, if you just want to do a slow 30 count, whatever's going to work for you today. Okay, so our flamingo lunge. So our first round, guys, is going to be 12 repetitions of each of the exercises paired with 10 trips up and down the stairs, okay? Flamingo lunge, the setup for that, so I'm going to set up on my left leg, so I'm going to step myself back into a low lunge. I'm going to try to make sure that my knee is tracking over my ankle as I step back. I'm going to keep my chest up, so everything is kind of stacked and solid here at the front. And then from here, I can do one of 3 things. So the easiest version of this would be simply just to kind of step it forward. So I would take the kind of core work out of it, and I would just simply be doing a lunge kind of instead of that flamingo lunge. So you can just step it forward. If you're a beginner, this is where you would start, okay? If you want, you can step it forward, and you're going to kind of float the leg up to hip height. So that's more the flamingo lunge, and the arms are going to travel as the knee comes forward. So I'm going to come forward, I'm going to float that knee up, my arms are coming up overhead, I have to kind of engage my core to stay balanced, and then I would sink back in and my arms would come back down, okay? The third option is I could add in a bit of weight. So I'm going to hold my knapsack, I'm going to step it back into my lunge, and then as I come up, I've got my arms are pressing out from my chest, so I'm going to lock out at my elbow, And as I come forward, that weight is going to come up overhead, and then I would sink back down. Okay, so that would be 1 repetition, any of those 3 options. I would probably, for the 12 reps, I would stay on my left leg for 6, and then I would simply switch over to my right leg for 6. That would be my 12 repetitions of that lunge, whichever of the 3 versions you want to choose for that. Next up is the wobble plank. I'm probably going to want to have a mat or a towel, something just to put underneath my elbows for this. So we're going to remember, guys, anytime that we're in this plank, our core is engaged, so we're not going to let our hips sink to the floor, and we're not going to kind of tent or pop our bottom to the ceiling. We want to have everything kind of locked down and solid. My wrists are going to track underneath my shoulders. So I'm going to keep everything nice and tight, and then from here, 12 repetitions, I'm going to lead once with my left hand. So I'm going to come down onto my left elbow, down onto the right elbow, down, leading with the left, up, and then the right, up. That would be 1 rep. You can either do 6 leading with the left arm, you could alternate arms, whatever you want to do for that, that's going to be just fine. If that's too hard for you to do, you could just hold a plank. So even just coming down onto your elbows, you've already got a timer for that low squat hold, so you could just come down onto your elbows if you like, making sure, right, that it's a nice tabletop. We're not letting our hips sag, or we're not popping our bum up to the sky. And you could simply hold. So clench your bottom, hold, hold, hold. You could hold for 30 seconds. If you wanted to, you could try for a minute even, but that would be a good option if the up, up, down, down is going to give you any sort of grief today. Low squat holds our next one. So I'm going to step my feet wider than my shoulders. That's a comfortable stance for me for doing this. I'm going to keep my chest up. I've got my timer ready to go. And then from here, I'm going to simply sit myself back into my heels. I'm going to drop my bottom. I'm going to make sure that I'm pressing my knees out. They're not collapsing to the inside. And I'm going to hold this nice low squat hold for 30 seconds, okay? If need be, I could take this over and do a wall sit. Can't really see that, can you guys? Not an ideal spot for me to show you this one. So a wall sit, guys, just take it over to your wall, okay? My back is flat against the wall, and I'm gonna try to keep my hands out of my lap, okay? I'm gonna try to keep my hands up. And again, you could hold for 30 seconds in place of doing that freestanding low squat hold. From there, it's a 1-leg crawl with a push-up. So I'm gonna find my balance on my left leg. My right leg is gonna come up. I'm gonna hinge at my hips. I'm gonna try to stay long through my hamstring as I bring my hands to the floor, and then I'm gonna walk myself out into a plank, and I'm gonna perform 1 push-up. I'm gonna creep myself back. I'm gonna come up, switching off my legs, hinge at the hips, long through the hamstring, out into my plank, 1 push-up. So alternating back and forth, 6 each side for a total of 12. I could, if I need to, start in that position, so finding my balance, hinge at my hip. I could walk myself out into that plank. I could drop the other foot, drop to my hands and knees, do my push-up, come back up into plank, lift up that leg again, crawl it back. Okay, that would be a little easier version of that one. 5th exercise is an elevated plank, knee to opposite elbow. So I would use my stairs for this, guys. So I'm in that high plank position. My wrist is tracking underneath my shoulder. And then from here, I'm gonna bring my right leg towards my left elbow. So I'm gonna bring that right leg towards the left elbow and back to the stair. My left leg towards my right elbow, back to the stairs. Every time I do that, it's 1 repetition, okay? So basically 6 each side for a total of 12. You could do that on the floor. So if you want to just come up into that high plank on the floor, wrist tracking under the shoulder, you can bring that left knee towards the right elbow, wherever it's comfortable for you, and then step it back to plank. Right leg, left elbow, step it back to plank, back and forth until you've completed the 12, okay? Last one is going to be a Y lift today. So for our Y lift, we're going to just come down onto the floor. So we're looking down at the floor, guys. We don't want to strain our neck at all. So our neck is in line with the spine. My arms are going to come out from my shoulders. This is a hard one to show you. Okay. My arms are going to come out from my shoulders. My thumbs are up. So I'm forming a Y basically. Okay, from here, guys, I'm going to kind of set myself up. So I want to kind of clench my bottom a little bit here. So I'm just going to clench my bottom a bit, and then I'm going to, with my thumbs, lead up, just not very high. It's a small range of motion. I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together, and I'm going to control it back to the floor. So thumbs are towards the ceiling. Very, very small lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, looking down at the floor, and then nice controlled return. So just 12 of those Y lifts. Those are the 6 exercises. I'm then going to hit my stair run for 10 times. So that's up and down the stairs 10 times. So for that, you could run if you want to challenge yourself today. You could run up and down the stairs for 10. You could walk up and down the stairs for 10. I've got my backpack. I could either carry my backpack, I could put it up on my shoulder, I could strap it onto my back if I wanted to have a little bit of extra weight for that. That's going to challenge me even further. If you don't have a set of stairs, guys, you could do just skipping in place. You could set your timer because you've already got your timer for those other exercises. You could set your timer. Maybe you would do something like 3 minutes on the first round, so 3 minutes of skipping in place, 2 minutes on the second round, and then finish with 1 minute on the third. You could do that. If you want, you could do step-ups. So if you have a chair or a sturdy bench, maybe for that first round, you could do 100 step-ups, so 50 each leg. And then the second round, you could do 80, 40 each leg. And then the third round, 60, 30 each leg. So anything like that. If you also wanted, you could just go through the circuit itself with the exercises and then take yourself out for a walk today. If you have a treadmill in your house, an incline, a walk on the treadmill on an incline would be great. So you could even write 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and 1 minute, or whatever you want to do for that today. So try to be flexible, right? Try to kind of be creative with what you have available to you, and it should work just fine. So those are the 6 exercises, guys. So our first round is 12 repetitions. It's 10 trips up and down the stairs. You're gonna have a break, have a drink, have a little bit of rest, and then we're gonna get into our second round. Our second round, our exercises are going to go up to 16. So it'll be 16 reps of those 6 exercises. And our stair run is going to drop to 8. Third round, our exercises are going to go up to 20 repetitions. And then our stair trips are going to drop down, to 6. Okay, and that's all going to be listed below. Just remember, guys, when you get to that third round with the 20 repetitions, 20 repetitions, like especially when you get to that one leg crawl, that could be a little tough depending where you are with your fitness right now. So maybe 20 push-ups is a little hard for you to do. You could kind of do that one leg crawl out. So maybe crawl out on your left side, back up, crawl out on your right side, back up, and then on the next set, crawl out on your left and do a push-up, crawl out on your right, do a push-up, and just maybe alternate so you're not doing quite as much volume, if that would work better for you. Okay, so I hope everybody has a great workout today. Have a great week. see the cool down at the end if you like. Thanks very much, guys.